Alright guys, this is my fish room. It is nowhere near operational, but give it time. Give it time. I still don't have my water hooked up. As you can tell, I'm creeping along. I'm sitting on my chair. I love this. I don't have to. I don't actually have to walk around. I can just sit on my chair and pivot. It's great fun. So I don't have the fourth 33-gallon tank yet. I don't really care for now. For now, I've got enough. I got to clean those tanks up. You can see the calcium deposit on them. If you see that tank, that 48-gallon tank, it's pretty bad too. Same with that tank. I've got a bookshelf for all my magazines and my fish books. These guys are awesome. I would really love to get into the aqualogs, but all in due time. As you can tell, I'm into my terrariums. I'm going to actually turn these into terrariums, nano terrariums. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I might have a small circular piece of glass I can put on top. I want to seal that. This one, we'll see. This one's even trickier. I've got the tools to get in to adjust everything and make it look nice and plant with. But the trick is sealing the top, and I don't want to put saran wrap or any of that garbage on top. That stuff looks terrible. Can't have enough of these crates. I store my stones in. One day soon I'll get back into keeping Tanganyika cichlids. I miss those guys. So my terrariums, they're looking good. You can't really tell from here because there's too much light. I still haven't filled that guy up. I almost feel bad. Nah, who am I kidding? I don't feel bad at all. It's good. The Wendotai right here, that's been sitting above the water for about a week. The leaves are fine. Nothing's melting. I mean, once I fill the tank with water, it's going to go into shock and it's going to melt. I don't care. I don't care because cryptocorenes and I have some what is it called? It's basically a tiger lily. I've got a couple tiger lilies in there. They'll die back and come back. They always do. That tank, I'm getting a stand for that tank, so it's not going to stay there. Although it looks good there, I will admit. There's an awful lot of room above it, so it's definitely a workable height. This tank, this is a 40-gallon breeder. This is, what is it, 14 inches tall by 16 inches wide by 36 inches long. I got a glass top for it sitting in the backyard. I've got 4 or 5 buckets of gravel back there. I've got 3 10-gallon tanks. I broke one of my 10-gallon tanks moving it here, but I don't care. As you can see, I've got enough. I'm in no rush to set up small fry tanks yet. I don't even have fish in here yet. That stand, still a work in progress. See a nice piece of wood on top. There's my wood collection right there. And I have more sitting in my buddy's house. That is petrified wood. Just to give you a size reference, I have a size 13 foot, so I wear a fair size shoe. Look at that thing. That thing's huge. Now that piece I've had for a long time. These I just got back today. These I bought from my buddy Marcus. I bought that tank, and that one, the 3 10-gallon tanks in the backyard, all the gravel, and of course that, and a couple pieces of these pieces of wood. Yeah, some crazy stuff. Anyway, yeah. So this is the fish room. This stand right here. This is going to be my South American stand. Once I get my fourth 33-gallon tank, it's going to go right there. That's a 29. It's going to come out. That stand is exactly 12 feet. And even right now, watch this. I can't really. You can sort of hear it wobbling a little bit, but hardly anything. Once I fill it with water, it's not going anywhere. Lights will be supplied by shop lights. I've got 2 other shop lights just like that. Not exactly the prettiest thing you've seen, but they're very effective. I know there's an awful lot of fancy lights out there with LEDs and T5s, and I don't care. These are T8s. They do just fine. I can grow any plant that I well, almost any plant. I mean, there are plants that they clearly do better under T5s. But for crypts I do fluorescent lighting, and I don't know if you can tell, but those are all compact fluorescents. And well, I think they speak for themselves. Of course, growing plants above water is a lot different than growing them below water. The water actually acts like a filter, and it blocks some of the rays of light, and the further down you go, the less light there is. But this looks pretty good, I think. That tank's starting to fill out. Everybody's starting to pop up again. The move kind of knocked things around a little bit. As you can see, there's almost no water in there. I've got to add water. I still don't know what I want to do with this tank. I was thinking of spike moss up here. If you guys make it this far into the video, let me know. Let me know what you think I should put in this tank. I was thinking of spike moss up there and some cryptocarine Wenditai bronze down here, because the bronze, I think the bronze has a really nice leaf. And if you look right here, those are bronze Wenditai leaves. Now, unfortunately, that was a bad place to put that plant because it's getting crowded. Another really nice crypt that I might put in there is Cryptocarine spiralis. Give me a second here. Yeah, there we go. That long spindly leaf, that's spiralis. They get really long when they're wet. These are spiralis leaves right here. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think, and maybe I'll take your advice, and maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. Eventually, though, I want to get a 4th tank, and I want to put it where this tank is, because this tank does not belong down here. And one other piece of wood that I have is basically it's like a horseshoe, maybe not as steep of a curve, but it's evenly round. It's pretty neat. I was going to put it on the end of the tank like this, and I was going to treat the tank like a bog tank. So I'm going to fill it with peat moss. Like here I've got potting soil in. This tank's a little bit of a bog tank. I've got some clay. I put some red terracotta, or reddish orangey terracotta clay underneath, and then I put peat moss on top. And then I've got sand and laterite. And in this tank, potting soil and a little bit of course, gravel. The same gravel as this stuff. This is pretty nice stuff. I like it. Anyway, so this tank, I'm probably going to put Pontedera maybe. I think Pontedera are really nice plants, but they don't like being crowded, and I think they prefer something a little more alkali. And I didn't put any peat moss in here, and actually here, I'll show you the soil. This is the potting soil I used, and it had pumice in it. I don't like pumice because pumice is volcanic rock, and volcanic rock, like the pumice is light, and because it's volcanic rock, it's like glass, so it's like really rough, and it will scratch your glass. And I don't like using that in a tank. Now this stuff is pretty dense. It's not light and fluffy like peat moss is. And as you can see, it doesn't stain the water. That water is pretty clear. So yeah. Oh yeah. Keep in mind, I'm probably going to keep I'll probably go with a newt in this tank, and then a fire-bellied toad in this tank. We'll see. I don't know. This tank needs a lot of work though. Oops. That's a rock. As you can see, it's got hair algae and crud all over it, so it needs some work. I got a bunch in the back here, but that's work for later. You guys didn't decide to watch this just to watch me clean off rocks. So yeah. Another overview. I know I forgot to mention this right here. This is a 55-gallon drum. It's got a fluid master on it, so I can shut off my valve here. This is going to tie directly into my RO unit, and the wastewater for now is going to go down right here. It's going to feed into there. It's unfortunate because when I say wastewater from an RO unit, it's not waste. It's just mineral-rich water, and it's no good for South American fish. But what eventually I want to do is take and do the same thing on this tank. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this has a ball valve on here and a spigot, so I can, and it's high enough I can put a bucket underneath. Anyway, I want to do the same thing with that bucket, and then put the RO water into there, and the wastewater, if you will, into that tank. And the point of that exercise is this water will get used for Rift Lake tanks. I'm probably going to keep some Tanganyikans. I can't get enough of Tanganyikan cichlids. I love those things. Neolamprologus, the genus itself, there's just so many wonderful fish in there. Let's not forget Compressiceps and, well, shell dwellers. Never did make a video of my shell dwellers, or maybe you did. Maybe I did. If you go look back on my older videos, you might see some. I had shell dwellers in a 29-gallon tank. As a matter of fact, it was this tank right here. I still have the shells, wherever they are. Wherever, oh, there they are right there. Now that's a pretty big shell for Multifasciatus, but a shell like that, that's a perfect shell. And that is an escargot shell. That right there, on the other hand, that's an apple snail. Look at that thing. That thing's pretty big. So anyway, I've gone off on enough of a rant for tonight. Let me know what you guys think. If you see something that you think could be improved upon, I will most certainly listen. I don't necessarily mean I'll take the advice, but I mean I'll definitely read your posts. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.